Right, welcome back. This is an updated version of the review I did on this Fox barbecue cookware Cookstation stove. If you haven't seen the original, go and have a look at it. This is just the updated version because I've used it for quite a few months now and quite a few meals, so I can give you a few tips, a few stats on what it can and can't do, comparing it to the Cobb. I'm not going to compare it to the Caddock. That's been done. I've heard every question, everything. People that say it's like the Caddock, it's very similar. It's not exactly the same. Put them side by side and you'll see what I mean. So we'll leave that there. That's that done. Everybody knows I love the Cobb, and this is what replaced the Cobb. So I had quite a few questions about, will the Cobb bits fit? So I'm going to show you that. How many meals can you cook on it with one tin of gas? You know, all sorts of things like this. So how to pack it away. Been given a little tip on that one by somebody. And I'm going to do the kettle boil test, so you can compare it to the other stoves that I did as well. So this is basically an updated version. So if you've got one or you're looking for one, then carry on watching. Right, in the original video I did for this review, I said that I had it where it made a loud noise once when I ignited it. And I'd spoke to a few people and we'd worked out what we thought it was, and it's never done it since. It was only that one time, and now it's never done it since. So I'm happy with that anyway. The other thing is, it's like the cleaning now. Actually, I better tell you how many meals I've cooked on one gas cylinder. I cooked 16 meals. If you've seen any of my on the bank food that I do have proper meals. I don't just cook, you know, I don't just warm a sausage roll up or do a pot noodle. I cook proper meals. So this, on one gas cylinder, it did 16 meals. So like spag bowls, stir fries, steaks, full wingless, all these sorts of things. It not including, I did a toast and crumpets one day, so not including them 16 meals, and it just finished the 16th one when it ran out. There's no cooking. That's another question I got asked. I didn't boil no kettles on it because in one of my videos I had this stove, and I had, when I was doing a lake, I was doing a video, and I had the stove there, and I had my little Fox stove with a cooker on, how do you put a cooker on a stove? I had a little Fox stove with a kettle on. And someone said, why are you taking the Fox stove as well as the Fox, we'll call it the Fox barbecue cookware stove? And the reason was, I didn't want to boil kettles on it. I just wanted to do meals on it to give you a better idea, because I knew it was going to be done over months. And I could work out, sitting there, because I'd forget, I'd probably write it down somewhere, but I don't know. But I could work out how many times and how many nights I'd been and how many meals I had. Whereas cups of tea, one day you might have 2, another day you might have 20, you don't know. So I used the stove to cook, the little stove to cook my cups of tea on, and just use this one canister just for meals. So I could give you an honest how many it cooked, and it cooks 16 meals. Now, having said that, I'm going to do a boil test for you later on, and from now on I probably will boil my kettle on it as well. Yeah, so as you saw in the cleaning, I haven't actually washed them yet. I've done 16 meals and the plates are still not been washed. I just wipe them and kitchen roll them, that's it. So I'll show you them now. So this is the wok dish, as you can see, look. Hopefully you can see that in the lights now. Still lovely and clean, no chips, no nothing. No scratches, because I don't use knives and forks and that to start. I'll show you in a second. There's the bottom, look. There's a little bit of marking there, but not a lot really. Now, in all of these, I don't use a fork or a spoon or anything like that. What I use is, let me just chuck this over here. Right back, it took a bit longer than I thought, so I'll cut that bit out. Yeah, so what I do is I don't use forks or spoons out, because that can scratch the coat and it doesn't last so long. So there's a couple of things I've got. Now, when I'm going for a long time, or even sometimes overnights, I don't take this overnight. I've got the Ridge Monkey, and in the Ridge Monkey it's got a little plastic spatula, so I use that because it's plastic and doesn't damage it. And I've also got this one that I take as well. This is really bendy and flexible. I really like this for my spag bowls and stir fries, and it was about, I don't know what it was, £2-3 from Tesco's. I think it's called a Go Cook or something like that. But yeah, nice little plastic one. Again, doesn't scratch, it gets in all the corners. So that's what I do. The more you keep metal from scratching it, the longer it's going to last, obviously. So on the middle plate, knock that off. As you can see there, look, still not being cleaned. just been wet wiped, and there's the back of it. They're going to get one now. I'm filming this, and I'm off out for 9 days next weekend, so I will definitely be cleaning this before I go. But you could get away with it. There's the frying pan, as you can see there, look, nice and clean, and there's the back of it. So it's holding up well. I know it's only been 16 meals, but it's still 16 meals. So that's that. I'll get the stove for you. And there you can, let's take that out. There's the bit there. Still clean, nice and clean, look. Jangling and banging away. And there's the actual stove itself. Everything's still great, legs are still nice and tight. The control knob is still really, really nice compared to others of similar looking, what do you want to call it? Similar styles. So yeah, that's really good. Everything's still working fine on it. Really, really happy with it. Okay, so another question I got asked was in one of my videos, not the review that I've done this, it's one of my vlogs I've done at a lake. They saw this in the background, and under one leg, what's that? Under one leg there was a trainer like that, a Carpy green trainer I must add, and they asked why there was a trainer under it, and I jokingly said it was for fast food because even this wears trainers. What it really, all it was basically, I like to have it nice and level when I'm cooking, so the spray oil I put on is even on the thing, and it just, because I was on a slight slope, I just chucked my trainer under there and it just leveled it up. That was the only reason it was on there. It wasn't to keep its legs warm or something like that, or let's say fast food. It was just purely for that. I have used twigs, I've used rocks, but at this time I just needed that little bit more. I couldn't find anything, so I just put my trainer under it. Some people asked what I use in it when I'm cooking. I use a spray olive oil. I haven't got one with me at the minute. I ran out the weekend before. I ran out and I haven't got one. I've got to go. I'm going shopping later this week, ready for this weekend. So I'll probably, if I can find one, stick a picture up here. I just spray oil in there, and basically it helps everything keep nice and slide, and when you go to clean it, it just makes it so much easier to clean. It doesn't, I mean, the non-stick anyway, but that just makes it even better. That's all I use. Okay, so I've had a lot of people contact me who have bought one off the review I did. I really hope everyone who bought one loves it as much as I do. All the feedback I've had from it, from people that have bought one and used it, absolutely love it. I've only had one person, I can't remember your name, I'm really sorry. I only had one person that actually had a problem and it wouldn't ignite, and they sent it back, got a new one, and he messaged me and said, yeah, new one was fine. So the amount they're going to make, there's going to be an odd one that plays up, but everybody else who's contacted me has said they absolutely love it, and it's changed their bankside eating. If you can hear that tip tapping, that's my dog just walking around on the laminate floor. So hey, lay down. Yeah, so everybody loves it so far. So obviously there's going to be a few people who don't. They've probably got a CAD, those people. But anyway, I just thought I'd put that bit in there. Alright, I just have to let the dog out. She was wandering around, tip-tapping on the floor, and it just pisses you off, keep hearing all that noise, so I've just let her out. Where was we? I've got to read my list. I've got to read from my list. Where was we? Boil test. Now, we'll do the boil test in a minute. What else have we got to do? Right, yeah, actually, I was looking earlier this week, and Fox have launched some new things coming out. They've got a new bag for this. This comes with a bag, but they've got a new bag that comes. I did a quick read, and basically it's I think it's camo, and it's padded like this one, but it's got like a slot on the side that you can put your canister in, and I think there's a pocket for something else you can put in there. I can't remember. I didn't read too much because I doubt I'll get it. I'm happy with the bag that come with it. So, and I put my canister somewhere else. So, and everything else fits in the bag. Which I've got a tip for that as well. Like packing away. I'll do that in a minute after the boil test. So yeah. I doubt I'll get it, but for those who like camo or want to put their canister in the side, they have got them, and I think they're about £20 for the bag, so not too badly priced. Right, now what we're going to do is do the boil test. So what I do is exactly the same as in the other ones. It's the same kettle, with a mug of water. I may have to do this off camera. There we go. We'll fire it up. Boost it up. Put it on and start the stopwatch. There we go, steam now coming out. I've just let it go a little bit longer. There. I think we'll call that boiled. Well, yeah, we'll call that boiled. Turn it off. As you can see, the steam's coming out. Right, so while I wait for this to cool down so I can show you how it all packs down, the little tip I got given for packing down and how I pack it down, we'll let that cool down. I just remind you that in the original video I did a competition to win one of the sort of Fox inspired custom mugs of mine with a orangey black yellow camo. It's got an RX Fox design on the front that I did, my logo on the back, and then a paracorded orange and black sort of camo style handle. All those that entered, and it was surprising, there was quite a lot of people entered, but loads got it wrong. And I did message a lot of people back and said you can have another guess. Some people didn't bother, some people did. So I've got the list somewhere. What I'll do is I'll do that in a minute. While I'm waiting for this to cool down, I can show you the list somewhere. Where is it? Let's grab my glasses. So there was only about 7 people, 1, 2, 3, 8 people that actually got it right. So the names that are going into the pot, as you can see there, hopefully, let's have a look. Okay, if you can see that. You've got Paul Lloyd, 66, Jerry Glavin, Lee Doyle, Aid Rarely, Keith Ferguson, Gareth McCardle, Adrian Green and Stephen Jones. What I'll do in a minute, off camera, is I'll cut them off and then I'll show you them all going into the hat. And then what we'll do is we'll pick that and then I'll contact you, or by the time you see this I'll probably already contacted you, so I can get your address to send you out your mug and your stickers. Right, I've got the camera set quite high, you'll see why in a second. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Fox wok dish that comes with it, and I'm going to basically put, if I hold this here, so Keith Ferguson, I've got to just tuck them in the top. Adrian Green, Stephen Jones, Jerry Glavin, I hope I'm getting these names right, I'm really sorry if not, Gareth McCardle, Lee Doyle. I'm doing it this way so it's really fair, because I was going to do it with someone on the bank, but I couldn't get it done the other week. Paul Lloyd and Aid Rarely. So what I'm doing is I've screwed them all up. As you can see, I can't see, so I'm doing it nice and fair, spinning them around, nothing in the hand, they're all in the dish lot. Give them a really good shuffle, do it nice and fair. I know there's a lot of people wanted this mug who've seen it, so nothing in the hand, nice and fair. First one we get hold of, this one, and it is Lee Doyle. There we go, Lee Doyle. All the others are in there, as you can see, all the same. So I'll be contacting you, Lee, and then we'll sort out, and I'll send this out, and you'll get your mug, you'll get the towel hold, bivvy towel holder, and you'll get some stickers, and I might, I've got some couple of new bits I've had made for me, so I might chuck them in. So yeah, I'll be contacting you soon, mate. Okay, so I was in the shop, my mate's shop, and I was chatting to Simon, and he gave me a tip on how he packs it away. Now, I was going to credit the tip to him, but he turned around and said it was actually his girlfriend, partner, wife. I think her name was Stacey. I've never met her, but yeah, he said actually she was the one who, he couldn't take the credit for it, but it was her who packed it away like this, and he's used it ever since. So he showed me how he'd done it, and I really like that idea because it protects the element a bit more, the main element part. So I've just added a couple of bit extra. I pack it away exactly the same as he does, but I just use a bit extra bubble wrap just to protect it from scratching. So I'll show you that now. So cheers, Simon, nice one. And if I've got your girlfriend's name wrong, I'm really sorry, but I'll show you how I do. So I'll go out of shot, but I'll leave you in shot. Right, so what you do, the first bit I do, griddle pan goes in the bottom, bit of bubble wrap on top just to protect it from scratching. The main part of the cooker goes in, obviously the legs packed down, that sits on there. Then the wind dish goes in. Then the frying pan sits on top. I then put the rack in a bit of bubble wrap, chuck a bit of bubble wrap on top of there, sit that on there, and then somewhere where it is, and then you put the wok dish on top. That all sits in place, and then it just zips up. Plenty of room, nice and protected. Cheers, Simon. Right, I did get asked lots about, because I loved the Cobb before I had this, and it's been made a little bit redundant. Now, I will say that the Cobb does, it does jacket potatoes better, and I don't think it, because you're using coals, you're not using up so much gas. So I will only do you can do jacket potatoes on this, but I do jacket potatoes when I've got my Cobb with me. So if I'm parking by my swim, I take the Cobb and I do jacket potatoes and use that, and I don't use this for that. So the other thing is, I think that the Cobb does steak a bit better than this. This does steak, and it's fine. It's probably just been a little bit sort of over the top. I just think that the Cobb does the steak a little bit nicer. But I've had steak off this and it's fine. It's just, if I had to be a little bit, then yeah. But they're the only two things really that the Cobb does better than this. Now, a lot of people ask me, do the Cobb bits fit this? So I'm now going to show you the Cobb pieces I have and how they fit, and give you sort of how they fit basically. So first off, literally you've got the stove and you've got the Fox windshield, we'll call it. Now the wok dish, this is all the bits I'm going to show you now are off the Cobb. So the wok dish actually does sit on there by itself, with the handles just on the edge, or you can put this in, which is off the Cobb, and sit it on that as well. So you've got a couple of options there for the wok dish off the Cobb. This is the grill, so if you want to warm up pasties or sausage rolls, or you know, I don't know, other bits and pieces you want to do with this, that sits in there perfect really. It's just not a problem. Now on the griddle pan platey thing, oh, the bells, yeah, on the griddle pan, that does sit in there, but it can slip. It's not a great fit. Obviously it's not designed for this, but what I found is, put this in, this is your Fox one, like that, and then that sits on top of that, no problem. Hopefully you can see this. So yeah, that fits on this. You can use that. It's the same for the Cobb frying pan. Take that out. This does sit in here, it says. Yeah. So the Cobb frying pan does sit on there, not a problem. But if I was going to use it just for ease, I would just put that in, and then that sits on top of it. I think that's much better. Quite easy to use that on there. Again, you don't have to because you've got all the bits with the Fox cooker, but I was getting asked. And then the Cobb pizza stone, that you leave the Fox grill in, and then the pizza stone just sits on top to do your pizzas. So hopefully that's answered a few questions about the Cobb bits fitting on this. Okay, so I hope that's helped answer a few questions, give you some ideas on bits and pieces, tips and tricks and stuff like that. Some of the other questions were, are you going to do a series of cooking on this, like I did Tea Time with Tim cooking on the Cobb? I did about eight different ones cooking on the Cobb. No, I'm not, because it's the Cobb and this are very similar to cook on. It's just coals and gas. So if you want to have a look, go across, have a look at the Tea Time with Tim one, and there's different spag bowls, steaks, breakfast, stir fries, all that sort of stuff, and you can use the ideas of that for this. I'm next out next weekend, so this is really going to put for his test, because I'm off on my subscriber social, which is 5 days at North Bank Embryo. I leave and I'm cooking for 2 people there, so that's going to get tested really well. I know it'll do it because I've cooked for 2 people already on it. But so yeah, there's that. That's a subscriber social. There's 8/9 of us. There's 8 fishing and me filming. And then I leave there Thursday morning and then drive straight to another lake for a social with, if you've not seen them, the Fenland Fisheries Monarchs Gaza social for our third one of that this year. So fingers crossed. I've had a PB on the first one, PB on the second one. I'm hoping it's going to be a PB on the third one, but a carp this time. And if you've not seen that, it was a massive catfish. Go and have a look at it, Fenland Fisheries. So that's that. What else we got to tell you? The mug competition is done, so I'll be contacting you and getting that sent out. There will be more competitions in the future with the custom mugs. I've got custom t-shirts, so we'll keep an eye out for them. And if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. I don't say that very often, but you know, you have to put it in now and again. I think we're up to about, I think this one is number 100, the video, and there's lots of different bits and pieces. So or bits and different videos. There's quick videos, there's long videos, there's UK videos, there's European videos, there's quite a lot of PBs broken. There's other people as well come in and broke PBs, so it's not just me on camera. I've brought other people in. Sometimes it's just fishing with one, sometimes it's fishing with a group. Different lakes, different review items, small and big, cheap and expensive. Yes, now I've got a review coming up in about, I would probably say I want to do it in about 3-4 months time. I want to really use this. It's bloody expensive. It's a lot of money, but what a bit of kit. An absolute monster of a beast of a bit of kit. But I'll tell you more about that when I do it. I don't do out of the box reviews, as you know if you watch the channel. I like to buy it, use it, abuse it, and then tell you what it's like. Rather than just take it out of a box and do a review, because you don't know how good it is. How can you take it out of a box and review it if you know you've not used it? So I like to, so that's a really expensive bit of kit, but it is a beast. Then on the other side of that, I've got, because I used to do a thing called tackle saving tips, where I used to find cheaper items of tackle that probably sometimes weren't even tackle but could be used as it, like the Every Little Helps Tesco bag, man bag. Loads of people messaged me about that. Tesco sold out and they had to go direct to the people that made them. So anyway, I've got one coming up in about a month's time. I think that'll be by the time I get done fishing and editing and all that sort of stuff. I've got, I think there's about 10 or 12 items that are really cheap. I mean, really cheap. But some of them are surprisingly good. You'll be shocked. So yeah, that'll be quite good. What else have we got coming up? I can't remember. Can't Can't remember. But anyway, that'll do for now. This is an updated one of that video. If you haven't seen the original video, go back and look at that. And that goes into in more depth about it. And this is just an updated version of using it more. So hope you liked it, and thanks for watching.